What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympian, Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez. I talked a little bit about this fight in my sports show, Point Blank with Chantel. Shan, definitely, if you want to check out that show, I'll put the link in the description below. But this is a very, very good fight. Let's talk about Brian Ortega. Ortega is a quality fighter. He's one of the best in the division. His only losses coming from Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, right? The other two best in that division as well, right? We know Max Holloway and we know Alexander Volkanovski's pedigree and their resume. And in Brian Ortega's fight against Alexander Volkanovski, if Volk didn't find a way to get out of that chokehold grip in their fight, he would have been the champion right now. So he is a caliber fighter. What makes him so good is the fact that he's multifaceted. He's a patient fighter and he knows when to take chances and when to wait for the right openings. He's a good striker, but he's an even better grappler and submission artist, right? He has 7 wins by way of decision. Whether it's a triangle chokehold or a guillotine, his groundwork is very good. And there's no guarantee that if you go to the ground with him, that you're going to make it out of that round, let alone without getting submitted. I have a lot of respect for wrestlers and people who do jiu-jitsu, right? And what they can do. It might not be the prettiest style or the most exciting, but when you look at how precise you have to be to get in the right position, to put your hands in the right position, to lock your legs so everything works simultaneously and take advantage of the position, it's beautiful to watch. Ortega is dangerous whenever he's in reach. But let's talk about Yair Rodriguez, right? Rodriguez is a tough man. He's very underrated too because he does a lot of things very well. He's in the ring against quality fighters who test him and he tests them, right? Like his last fight against Max Holloway, which was an absolute classic. That was a war of a fight. Both men took a lot of punishment, but they both gave it as well too. He's a good striker. He has a good straight hand, but you also have to be careful because he uses his kicks very well. Even from the ground, he's effective with the leg strikes, right? And he's smart enough to know when he needs to get out of trouble and change levels. We saw that in his fights against Max Holloway when Max dazed him with a shot, and you could see that he was dazed and he went to grappling Max to cover him up to catch his breath. That's a very smart thing to do when you're in trouble. Oftentimes, when someone is in trouble, they get desperate and they do something that they shouldn't be doing, and then they get clipped with a shot and then they get knocked out. But to have the octagon awareness of when you are dazed, the best thing that you can do is to tie up your opponent, get close to them, and at least buy a little bit of time where you can catch your breath and maybe you can change angles and change levels and control the possession and see if you can make it out of that round. So I think this is going to be another classic fight. I think this fight goes 2 ways. If it's a standing upright fight, I'm leaning towards Rodriguez. I think he's the better striker. But if Ortega doesn't want to be involved in that too much and he starts grappling, whether upright or on the ground, I favor Ortega. I think Ortega is the more balanced fighter because he can beat you from an upright or the ground. If you've been watching his career, you remember when he fought Cub Swanson and how quickly he got the guillotine from a standing position, right? It was a thing of beauty. But I have Ortega winning this one. I just think he can beat you from upright. He can beat you from the ground. And you really have to be careful when he is in range because you might find yourself in a position you don't want to be in. And just like that, you might be tapping out, right? So what are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comments section below. If you would like to support the channel, there are a couple ways that you can do so. You can like, comment, share, subscribe to the show. If you would like to support the channel by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. My Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount goes towards the growth of this channel and it would truly, truly be appreciated. So with that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and we'll definitely see you next time.